It always flare ups your mind when you say the words "I am going to India." But of late, it's not easy traveling to India, especially when you're on a H1B or a L1 visa, uh, because getting a Dropbox appointment or an appointment direct in-person appointment is a nightmare. So of late, I got a visa stamped using Dropbox, and I was able to travel to India and come back without any issues. So I'm going to share my experience of my travel. So if it helps anyone in any way, that's the main purpose of this video. It's me, Jesslyn Diaz. Let's get into the video. As soon as I know that I have to travel to India, like the immediate question that everyone gets is, how do I get started, or where do I get started, right? I am going to share my experience. How did I do it during my current experience and the past experience, and also like as soon as I started preparing myself, I started asking a few of my friends as well. So, and a few of my friends also travel, and I'm going to share that as an experience in this video. To get started, so I have put together a quick checklist of what are the things that you should be doing. Let me quickly skim through it. I'll tell you what are the things to do. To start with, like the checklist is going to be to schedule your visa, Dropbox or appointment. So I recommend you to do it at least 2 months in advance, because only then you can get your desired dates. Otherwise it's going to be really difficult for you. While you're looking for the visa, Dropbox appointment, I would also recommend you to look for the flight tickets, because these days the flight tickets are really expensive. Airlines have been down and they have not been making a lot of profit. So they have been jacking up the prices of the tickets as soon as they know that people are booking. So I would say that keep looking for the tickets and have your plan ready. And once you know your dates, you book the tickets right away. So I would say, like, look for the tickets 2 to 3 months in advance. Even before looking for the Dropbox, if you know the dates on which you are going to travel, I would say look for the tickets. The next important point that you should be taking care is renewing your passports and your kids or your family passports, so that you can be ready for your travel. When you're going into India, like your US born kids are American citizens, so they will be treated like an American citizens. So you might need to have a really valid visa for you to enter our country. The second major thing is OCI card. So OCI cards has a clause where in which, like, they tie your OCI card with your passport. Kid's passport is valid for only for 5 years. So yeah, after 5 years, the passport number is going to change. They are going to give you entirely new card. So if you're having a new passport, then you have to attach your new passport number with the OCI card. So this time I had to do it for my kid. So what happened is, like, I got my passport renewed. Usually they say that it will take around 6 to 12 weeks, but I got it around 3-4 weeks. But I wouldn't take risk, so I would leave at least 6 to 8 weeks. So that's why I said 2 months, right? So 6 to 8 weeks for you to apply for the passport. So I would say even go even beyond before that, right? So your validity is less than 6 months, you go out and apply for it. Like, you have to apply for this, but if you have applied, even though it's expired, they are allowing you to use the old OCI card and let you in. But OCI card is the easiest way to go. So if it is expired or about to expire, go ahead and renew it. That will be my advice. So then the second other thing is, like, renew the visa for the US born kids if you don't have OCA. So there might be situations where in which, like, you have a newborn kid, or you never thought about traveling, right? So you might not even have an OCA, but now there is a situation for which you have to travel. So you might not even have a OCA card. So some folks apply for visa, just like that, apply for visa and have the visas. So they can you can have multi-entry visa. So they give you 5-year visa and I think 2-year visa. There are categories. I think you can look into the website. So but I once used electronic visa, e-visa. When I had my first kid, like, we had to travel within very short period of time. So that time I had the passport for my kid. So my tip for young parents with newborn kids, so this is what I would say. So when your kid is born, you need the passport. So what I did is, like, as soon as I came home from the hospital after my newborn kid was born, within couple of weeks I went to the birth certificate office to get my kid's birth certificate. Next step is to apply for the passport, and then comes the OCI card. If you don't have a visa or your extension is in progress, you won't be allowed to apply for a OCI card. So in that situation, you can apply for 6 months or to 5 years visa and have it ready. So because like your kids needs visa for them to travel into India, and also there is an option for 30-day e-visa. So all these things you can apply in these websites. I will drop the a link in the description. You can click there and navigate to these websites and go through the process and get it applied for your kids. The main pain point or the hardest part of this whole process is getting your visa DropBox appointment. So I'm gonna give you a few tips and how to get started for this. First point that you should be taking care is getting your DS-160 ready. This is the website. I have the link in the description, so you can directly go to this website and filling out the details. The second question is like, who is eligible for a DropBox appointment? So these days, because of the COVID restrictions and very slow processing times of US consulates, they have relaxed the rules a little bit. So if you have no annotation and if your visa has expired within 48 months, then you are eligible. It's very simple. So it doesn't matter whether you have changed your company one time or multiple times. So if you are able to meet these two criteria, so to get appointment, you have to go to the CGI Federal website. So CGI Federal Secure Force, a very simple website, not a lot of fancy things. Like, so you have to simply fill in the forms and you have to start with the new application. H1B or L1B visa holders, it's going to be non-name visa. Then click next. Then you can choose your state. So it doesn't matter because there are only 4 or 5 consulates in India. So according to the region that you select, so it will give you the nearest consulate. So if I'm selecting Tamil Nadu, the regional language options. So I'm gonna choose pretty much standard as English. So if your parents are, so this website is common for all the visa types. So if you're sending your parents for visa interviews, like you can give other languages, regional languages. So my situation, like, it's going to be an employment based visa, or you can choose your appropriate visa. So here on employment based, I'm going to choose H1B. So that's the category of mine, and I'm going to choose next and go next. Though you selected Tamil Nadu in the previous pages, it is going to pre-select Chennai for you, but it's not necessary you have to attend interview or DropBox at Chennai. You can choose any location. I'm not shown the next steps because it has personal information, but the next step is to pay the visa fee. Once you pay the visa fee, then you have to start looking for appointment. So the starting to looking for appointment, right? So I would say that you finish all these as quick as possible, because this is the most challenging part of this whole process. And also there is options to reschedule after you book your appointment. So I'm gonna explain a little bit detail on, or also I'm gonna give you a few more tips on how do you get an appointment. So the way I got started is using this Telegram groups. One group, like, for just for DropBox appointments. So these guys are going to tell you whether they are having a DropBox appointment or not. This is the group for all your general queries and all your questions. So I would say that you get yourself enrolled into these two groups. I have also given these links in my description. Click the link from the description. It will ask you to install the app. Once you install the app, then it will take you to this page, and then you just have to click join and you are added to this group. So I'm gonna give you a few more tips that can come really handy when you're using this app for the first time, or when you're trying to get these appointments. So as soon as you join, so you can read the rules. The real rules, you can click here like the pinned messages, and you should be able to get to these rules directly and you can read it. The second thing that you should do is, like, by default this group is always muted, so you should try this option of unmuting yourself. Only then you'll start receiving the alerts on your mobile phone or your laptop. So then the other thing that is like, so wherever you leave the previous day, it will actually stand there. So what I would say is like, unless and until you click the notifications and go to the latest message, it will be holding on to the position of the last day's messages. So I would say like, go and click this. That will take you to the end of this message. Though this is the most important section of this whole video, I'm going to take it a little slow and explain like the rules and how can you utilize this group at its best. These are the rules that these people have created so that it can be beneficial for everybody. So the simple rules are: NA is mandatory. That means NA is nothing but not available. So if you log in, if you don't see an appointment, that means you just have to put NA. You can just post NA in the group for the benefit of others, and you can just come out. So what do you mean by NA? Is why they do this is like the CGI federal website that we use for getting the appointment. They have a condition: if you log in more than 4 times, they are going to lock your ID. So let's say if you're trying for more than 4 times in a particular day, your ID will be locked. And if there are appointments that is popping up, or if they're opening some appointments, you won't be able to book the appointments. So that's the reason we utilize this group and get our appointments. That means it's not necessary for you to even log in and check it, because it's not available, because it has been verified by somebody else. So when they say you're not available, they'll also tell which location, because there are times when which not all the locations will be opening at the same time. So you have to watch for the location and the term not available. If you find both, then don't even log in into the second step. They say is SS is nothing but screenshot. So that means if somebody is able to log in, and if they're seeing a appointment, they'll post the screenshot. So you have to primarily actually watching for only the screenshot. If you find the screenshot, then you can log in and try the dates that is shown in the screenshot and get your appointments. And there are few other things. So these are the two main rules, or these are the main things that you should know. So on top of it, there are some spammers who are who will be posting some inappropriate messages or marketing materials. So they have few more instructions for you not to get diverted or get yourself deviated from this whole process. So you can so these are the main rules. So all the other rules you can go through it. Also, one another thing they really mandate is, don't ask questions, because this group has 100,000 members. If you see, like, there is 104,000 I'm close to 105,000 members, and there are actively 1,432 people watching this. I mean, they have opened this and they are seeing this. So that means like anything that we post are not necessary. It's not going to be useful for anyone. Like, be courteous to all the other members and try to follow the rules. That way all of us can benefit and get these visa appointments. Few more things that you guys should be aware of, so that it can be beneficial to you. So if you see here, like, there is a fake message. So there are times there are some agents who will be posting some kind of a random message, so that they get more chances of logging in and getting the appointments. So what they do is they post some message, some screenshot, random screenshot. So what a lot of people do is, okay, there is some appointment, say, then they won't even look into the screenshot. They'll just go ahead and log in and see if they have an appointment. So by looking at that way, there are, in out of 100,000, definitely there is certain percentage of people who's going to waste their login. So that gives the chances of these agents a better chance to log in. So you don't get carried away by that. Take a moment to see the screenshot, see the availability, then log in and then do it. That way you can also get the appointment. So let's say if you are having a family of 4 who is trying to get an appointment, then if you are trying to book this, it won't even book it. So it will end up in an error. So don't even try to attempt this. So wait for the number of slots to open more, so that you can check the availability. So when there is a limited number of less number of availability, then the chances of groups getting appointment is not easy. It's not going to happen. Scrolled up a few more days, like there were slots opened in March 8th on at Mumbai. So and also for different dates. So if you click through dates, you might be able to definitely get something even during these dates. So be patient in waiting for your, but keep an eye and keep a watch on this group, so that you can get your slots during your desired travel dates. That are commonly occurred errors on this CGI federal portal. So if I am going to show you an example of this error message, so there is no more appointments available. So that means when you log in and when there is no appointments, it's not going to show you the calendar. It's going to show you the this message. Examples of the errors that you might see. So I going to explain that so that you are not bumping into the same errors, or you are not confused when you see these errors. Worry about it. So if I click this message, if you guys see here, it shows clearly that this message, you're approaching the maximum number of times you may view this page. Please complete your transaction at this time. What does it mean is you are attempting for multiple times, and you have almost reached the third or fourth time, and the next time when you log in, they are not going to show you this availability. Even though if it is available, they're just going to lock you, right? So for example, like for this person, like when he logged in, he's seeing one availability, and if he attempts more, it's going to lock. So uh, if you look at this guy, like he already has an appointment. So but what he is trying to do is he's trying to either help others, or he is trying to reschedule his appointment to an earlier date. So this is the same thing that you guys should be doing. If you have breached the number of attempts, so this is how it's going to look like. So it's going to look blank. Once you get your appointment, you can still stay in the group and help others or help yourself by rescheduling. So when you see, what you can do is you can actually log in to this portal, and when you click on the CGI portal, when you click the reschedule, it will actually take you through the same process and try to give you this page. So I was talking about the other group, which is the US visa stamping EA Dropbox regular India community. So here you can post all your questions. I would say don't post any questions in this group. So you can post your questions here. So here, like, it's a collaborative group. You can very well post your questions and get yourself answered. So here's the mobile version of the Telegram app. So if you see here, this is the group that I was talking to you about. So this is pretty much the same, the look and feel. Now that you have the Visa Dropbox appointment, you can sit and relax for a few days before you prepare yourself for the actual Dropbox. If you'd like to know more about my experience, how did I go for the Dropbox, what are the documents that I took, please watch my next episode. I'll try to help you with all the documentations and other things that you would like to know. If you have any questions related to this video on how to get a Dropbox appointment and how to utilize the group, write it in my comment box. I'll try to answer as much as questions as possible. Thank you.